Good afternoon once again. Sorry to cut me on our way. Good afternoon, all. Welcome to this wonderful, fantastic program, Speak to the Counselor, which comes up every Friday, 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Now we're going into another range of counseling, which is the first range of counseling, educational counseling. What is educational counseling? Educational counseling can also be called academical counseling, which helps an individual to achieve and set a realistic academical goals by aiming at achieving a good academic performance or setting a goal of achieving a good academic performance. Now, we started the topic last week. We're going into the concluding part of the topic this week, which is overcoming learning barriers. What is overcoming learning barriers? I said overcoming learning barriers refers to identifying and addressing the obstacles that hinders an individual's ability to absorb information. And it can be external barrier, it can be internal barrier. Some people, it might be both barriers, internal and external barrier. So have to be combination of the two, and this affects all ages, all people that learn, because everybody learns every day. It affects all ages, all learning ages, and their background. Because learning barrier, they won't be able to assimilate or to absorb information you're trying to pass across to them. So today we'll be going into two ranges, which are the best practice for teachers to help students in overcoming learning barriers, and the best practice for students to overcome learning barriers. Sit back and watch and enjoy, and bring out something tangible. Those watching, those liking it, share it, comment. We need your comment. We need you to share more. We need you to share it, to tell a friend, to speak to the counselor. So now the best practice for teachers to help students overcome learning barrier. Last week I told us that it's very, very essential and it's very, very important for teachers to help students to overcome their learning barrier. Because as a teacher, you need to be familiar. You need to familiarize yourself with your students so as to know which of them, or he or she, or any one of them that needs more help. I told us that we need assistive tools like that of technology, and we need to change our plan. We need to do different kind of things so as for them to overcome these learning barriers, because it is important. Because as a teacher, you're going into the class maybe from 8 o'clock to 8:45 in the morning, for instance, and you explaining after writing on the board, telling them to pay attention, explaining, and at the end of the day, you're not getting that result you want to get. Out of 30 students in your class, you only have 10 that passed. What of the remaining people? Remaining 20. So, as a teacher, what are the best practice for you to just imbibe, or for you to just do, or put in action so as for your students to overcome learning barrier? The first one is get to know your students. I said it earlier. I was during my teaching practice exercise in school day. So I went to a public school, and in that class I have 101 students in a class. 101 students in a class. Then 101 students in a class. And I was like, how will I cope? I was thinking of how will I cope with 101 students there. So my first day in the class, in an SS1 class, I had to tell them to stand up. So I had to start from the post. Introduce yourself. I told them my name, and I told them what I like them to call me. They said no problem. Okay, may I know your name? I started giving them number. I had to rearrange them to my own taste, to my own. I had to put them in order to my satisfaction, so that I will be able to know them. I would be able to know their ability. So in my particular subject, I do tell them the number I give you, each of you should put it on your notes. If I'm giving you test, put that number on your test. During exam, it is that number you should put on your script. They're like, okay ma, no problem, because I want to get to know them. And I used to tell them that at the end of every class, every lesson, bring your notes individually according to your number during break. They said no problem, because most of my time taking them always falling between the period of going to the long break or observing their long break. So I do tell them, make sure you bring your notes during long break with your number. because I got that idea from one of my boss in the school. He's a professor. If you are 50 in number, it will not follow your magic number. It will give you give an individual number to sit, and he will tell you that number I have given you, write it on your script. I will know, because he wants to know where he wants to check and balance it. He wants to know where he's going to come to help us, so as for us to understand better what he is taking us. So that's why I'm telling you that the best practice for teachers out there to allow your students to overcome learning barriers, get to know your students very well. There are different kind of systems, method for you to know your students. Those watching, thank you very much. Keep sharing and keep liking and commenting, because there are so many ways for us as a teacher to get to know our students very, very well, because you need to familiarize with them. Because if you distance yourself from them, you will not know where to come in. You will not know how to handle and address their problems. You know, I told us we have cognitive barriers, we have emotional barriers, we have social barriers, we have environmental barriers, we have cultural barriers. So as a teacher, those cognitive barriers, you have to know them that these are the cogent impairments. The emotional, those that have anxiety or experiencing bullying, those they are in depression. Those social, they have antisocial personality disorder. So when you get to know your students very, very well, you understand individuals' learning and their learning needs and their barriers. So you understand it as the way you get to know your students. The second point here is differentiate instructions. I got myself in a place. Maybe let me say I went for an interview. So we're given an exam. We placed on a test, and in that test, I did not see the information where the instruction on the head. So on heading, so I was thinking we have to answer the all 14 questions. It's an interview. We have to answer the all 14 questions. So I was like, 14 questions. So at the end, the number 14 question was answer question 1, 2, 3, and any other 4 questions, making 7. You see that the instruction is not clear at all. The number 14, the 14th question was me. If I want to do anything, but I should not say, make your instruction clear, differentiate it. Why will you put the instruction as a question? Number 14 question. Imagine. So as a teacher, differentiate your instruction very well. Make it clear. Tailor instruction to meet diverse learners' needs. To just, you need to tailor it very well, those instructions. Okay, do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. A slow learner, you cannot, someone that cannot absorb information very fast. You cannot do that kind of student. You start pronouncing and you start dictating, and you tell the person to bring out a pen to start writing. No, it's a gradual process. This thing is a process. Learning is a process. That is why I said best practice for teachers, so as for them to allow their students to overcome learning barriers. Get to know them, the first step. The second one is differentiate instructions. So when you need to tailor the instructions very well, so as to meet diverse learners' needs. The third point here is use universal design for learning, UDL. Use universal design for learning, UDL. Okay, I remember I got myself in a school when I was on my NC. So in the school, they're having this projector each class, a very big school, each class. So I had to sit down. Like, this instructional method is very, 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 very good for a school should reason. Mind you, they have a project where every student will be able to sit and have a board. So what they are getting from there, the teacher will have to come to write it on the board for them to understand better. What is on the board again can also be projected for students to see it. The person teachers are set to prepare slides for students to learn. When I got there, I was like, wow, I love this. So I had to stay there for like 2 years because I had to stay there and I had to proceed. So, where as a teacher, okay, I take CRS, Christian Religious Studies, I had to prepare slides ahead. Those slides, I had to prepare it for them. I had to I had to just go for research. So I had to bring their attention down to that slide. I had to project it. Look at the way Christians have been treated. Look at this. Look at that. This. Passion. Even when we got a topic, the crucifixion of Jesus, I had to play Passion of Christ for them. So each student have their own diverse way of bringing out what you've taught them. So as a teacher, do not compulsory that it is what I have given to you, you should bring back. You are telling them to do garbage in, garbage out. No. Tell them so that they will assimilate, they will absorb that information you've given to them. So that anywhere, anyhow, they can stand and defend what you have taught them. Another thing is, I said provide feedback and encouragement. That is, you need to offer regular feedback and encouragement to support students' learning. I used to tell my students that whenever I'm in class and after the class, come and meet me, because I will ask you questions. That is just it. Just trust me. I will ask you questions. So so my fellow teachers don't ask you that as a counselor. Why? I said because I'm a counselor, it's helping me in my teaching field. So I have to just bring out my best practice for students. I have to just bring it out for students to overcome learning barrier. So I don't ask them series of questions because I want to get feedback from them. So as to know, maybe I will change the method I'm using to teaching them, or I need to just bring in new things. So the best practice for teachers, so as for them, their students, to overcome learning barriers. Another point is, as a teacher, be positive mind. You don't have this positive mindset. Be positive minded. Do not have it in mind that such students is a dullard, cannot make it, such student is this and that. No. Do you know, have you come across some students that they are genius, that they, even if there's a mistake on the board, they will correct you? I have seen them, even not in my class, seen them that they have to refer them to the counselor. I have to tell them that this is what you need to do next time, this is what you need to do next time. So as a teacher, be positive minded. Now I'm going to show the best practice for learners to overcome barrier. Advocate for yourself. That is the number one point. Advocate for yourself. Communicate your learning needs and barriers to your teacher or your instructor. I have a student then. He's very cool and gentle, but he doesn't absorb information fast. He's a reserved student though, but doesn't absorb information fast at all. So there was a day he approached me. He said he wants to talk to me as a counselor, he wants to talk to me as a teacher, and he wants to talk to me as a mother. I was like, okay, have your seat. So he was telling me some things that he lacked, that he is in need of in his academic life. I'm like, wow, okay. I told him to relax. I had to put him through, and I had to hand him over to some teachers, and I did follow up. So as a student, don't be shy. Out of all the teachers, you should be able to trust one person out of them or two. Then you walk up to them and you explain, you express yourself, your needs. You need to communicate it. Your needs that, mommy, I'm lacking, master, mistress, I'm lacking behind in this and this and this. And they will come to your help. That is the best practice for you as a student to overcome learning barrier. The second point is seek help when needed. You need to seek help when needed. You need to seek help when needed. You need help. Every student needs help in the sense that you need better understanding of what you are being taught. So you need your teacher's assistance to go extra mile for you to understand better. So you need help. Another point is when you speak up whenever you need help, you do not hesitate to ask for a help when being faced with challenges. When you are being faced with challenges, you should not hesitate. Talk, even if it's an external challenges. Tell it to teachers. Tell it to your counselor in your school. Tell it to them. Because some parents might not be aware of what their student is going through or passing through. Yes, I've seen cases like that. that the mother will say, I don't know, I do not know, because most of these children are afraid of facing their parents to tell them. You're like, if I should tell my mom, she will kill me. I've seen cases like that. So I had to invite the mother. I did not place the case in front of me the way the student has informed me. I had to do it in a professional way. As a counselor, I had to do it in a professional way. I had to tell the mother and what to do. And lo and behold, they are going good. Another point is develop a growth mindset. You as a student, when your teacher has a positive mindset, you as a student develop a growth mindset. This growth might believe in your ability to learn and grow. I will make it. I will achieve it. This is my academic field. I will progress and I will prosper. This is my academic field. I will come out with good academic performance. Not that, this thing I don't understand, maybe I'll drop out. No, develop a growth mindset that anytime you're going to school, you're entering you're seeing the gates of the school, you're like, I will make it in this school. I'll come out with good grades, with good academic performance. I'll put in my best and I'll bring it out. So help me God. Either a Christian, either a Muslim, or any other tradition or religion. So you put in this, you develop this growth mindset. Another point, which is the last one, stay organized and be motivated. Stay organized and motivated. Stay organized and be motivated. In the sense that use tools and strategies to stay organized and motivated. You need to be motivated all the time. You need to be motivated. Do not be discouraged. You need to be motivated. You need to stay on your feet and say you will prosper. You need to stand on your feet. I used to tell students that do not say you are dull, that you cannot know a particular thing. No. There is nobody that has made it in this world that will not have a story to tell. I was once a failure. Which it's very I repeated SS1 like 3 times. I don't tell people that personally myself, when someone should repeat SS1 3 times, there's a problem. But I did not relent, and with the help of my mother. That's why I said, parents, you have a lot of things to do. Not that you should just send your child to school, even as a guardian, not just to you sending them to school and leaving them alone that you believe they've known all. No, create time for them. My mom will stand on my neck like this, and you know African mothers, when they want to deal with you, she will tell me, go and bring all your notes. A weekend though, she will not even tell us. She will not prepare her mind. She go and bring all your notes. I want to see it. How they go and bring all my notes. Even till pain, she will tell us to submit it. She start opening our notes, asking us questions. And when she says that we are not getting it, she got an extra lesson teacher for us. As a parent, remember you are your child's first teacher. Anything you say at home is what the child will have to pick from. That's why you see some parents, they will tell you that they are not doing anything. The father will tell the mother to do homeschooling for their children. They'll get teachers outside and come and do homeschooling for them, and they're doing well. So while some will tell their mother to get an extra lesson teacher for them. So do not say you're always busy and all the time busy. You don't have time for your child. No. Do let us be that way. You're destined. God has given us these children to tutor them, to be their mentor, to be their role model. So best practice for parents to allow their children as a student to overcome learning barriers is to have time for them. Develop a positive mindset that your child will make it. Do not underrate your child. So that do not allow your child to feel intimidated or be rejected or dejected. No, it's not good. So as a parent, encourage your child all the time. Not in a negative way, in a positive way. Not that you be saying, that is, look at John. John came first. What happened to you that you cannot bring first? Oh, look at Sadia. She came first. Well, no. When anytime your child is bringing an academic performance for a section or for a term down, encourage he or she, him or her, sit such child down. Do you know you can do better? bring in your best. It is your best that your mother wants. Then explain to me what are the things you don't understand. What are the things you understand? Okay, where are you getting it from? I want to know as your mother. And they will open up, but not like, what are you doing? Your mate are bringing first home, you are bringing first, you are bringing 30 something position home, or some people came out with first class. What are you doing? You cannot bring out first class. I know you did not resemble me at all. African mothers, please and please, even those you are comparing your child with, most of them are failed one way or the other, or they missed it one time in their life before they have to get themselves together. This academic journey, it's not something that is balanced or smooth. If you see a child doing well or the academic journey is smooth, go deep down, you will see that such child as an extra tutor outside. So when the person is done with art, the person will compulsory for him or her to study again and ask questions. Because I there was a time I went in my school when I was in an institution, and like, how would I get something like this? And this person. So when I had to do my research, I realized that lady, her father has paid tutors to come over. I had tutors for her, and so I had to just key into that realm. I had to just come close to her and tell her that, baby girl, you need to help me out though. Yeah, I'm not shy. She like, you're older than me. I said, you leave age first. Let us achieve this thing together. And immediately when we were done in school, and she called me out for, I said, I've been congratulated. I'm not a graduate. She's a graduate. We were both happy and pleased with each other. So parents, please, those are time, great time to know what your child is, especially in the academic life. The whole aspect of life, please, parents. Because when you disturb your child emotionally, such child will face academic barrier, learning barrier. When your child is having antisocial personality disorder, such child, the child doesn't like to isolate himself or herself. Parents, speak up, go to schools. That is why we always, there's this thing we use called open day, for parents to come over and check and see how their children are performing well in the academic way. So please, lastly, teachers, parents and learners, let us all be positive minded. Let's have this positive mind that we will make it and we are going to achieve well. We're going to come out with a good academic performance in any academic section or settings we make ourselves. Good afternoon once again. My name is Susanna. Speak to the counselor at any point in time. My timeline is open for questions, for anything. My timeline is open. Then follow us on YouTube at Speaks Counseling for All. Speak to the counselor on YouTube. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting. See you next week. I love you all.